All right, you guys, welcome to the Brave Mama Blueprint Podcast. I am so excited to get this started. I have had this idea for years and just could not figure out how to put it all together. I want to create a place where moms who feel stuck or burnt out or just so tired and overwhelmed with their life can come and find practical, simple tips to help you reclaim your energy and reclaim that piece of yourself that finds a lot of joy and fulfillment in life. I think that every single mom has gone through phases of just being completely burnt out, and it's just I have found myself like finding some simple strategies that really helped me, and I want to help you work through those things as well. So I am starting a Facebook group. If you would like to join that, you can search for Brave Mama Blueprint on Facebook, or you can go to my Instagram, Leslie Ann Blackburn, and click on the link in my bio to request to join. I am intending this Facebook group to be a place where we can just have a community of moms who are encouraging each other and supporting each other and going through some simple challenges together to just transform our life from being stuck and burnt out to just feeling like ourselves again, honestly, and feeling like we've gotten some of our energy back. I think that that's huge, especially mental energy. I don't know about you guys, but myself and every mom that I am close friends with, we talk all the time about how like the mental energy that it takes to be a mom is just overwhelming sometimes. And that's actually what I want to talk about a little bit today on the podcast. So I want to talk about eliminating things that are draining your energy. And I mean like physically, spiritually, and mentally. Just all around, energy sucks. You guys know what I'm talking about here. The things that you just, they're not really necessary to be part of your life, but they're little things that have snuck into your routine, and you know that they're draining the energy from you, and you just like either haven't quite identified that that's making a big impact, or you just like haven't taken the time out to actually work on fixing that. Okay, so let's jump right in. There are three main things that I'm going to share with you guys that have made a significant impact for me when it comes to reclaiming my energy in my day-to-day life. And then I have a few other little things that might be helpful tweaks for you. So the first thing is taking a break from social media. And I know you probably found me on social media, and you probably feel like, you know, it's a fun place to be, and you enjoy following all of these different accounts and keeping up with them and learning new information and things. And like social media can obviously be an incredibly powerful place to learn and connect with people and find, you know, new communities to be a part of. It can be a really good thing, but it can also completely suck the mental energy out of you. And I know this because I have done this myself. I actually just completed, like, I think it was 3 weeks. I don't remember what date I actually started, but I took like a 2 to 3 week break from all social media. I uninstalled the apps from my phone, and I was like, I just knew I needed something to help like clear up some mental space for me. And I'm telling you that day 2 of not scrolling and not trying to catch up on all these various influencers' accounts, I felt so much better, so much more clear-minded, and like very proud of myself. But that was only day 2, so I wasn't really sure how it would go, you know, like, because I enjoy Instagram, and I was like, am I going to be able to make it for, you know, the amount of time I set for myself? And after the first week, I had no desire to go back to scrolling on Instagram, because I realized how much mental energy it was taking from me. Like, we are consuming an overwhelming amount of content and taking in all that information and trying to store it away for later because this might be a helpful tip, or even just like seeing the day-to-day lives of all of these people who are putting on their best show. You can get so stuck in comparison, and it takes up so much brain space. And eliminating that for just a short period of time, kind of doing a social media detox, it's just so good for your mental health. And it brings so much more brain space to be able to focus on other things in your life. So that's the first step. Just take a break from social media. Give yourself like a week or two and just delete the apps off your phone and thank me later, okay? Okay, so the second thing on my list is setting a let's see if I can not stutter over these words. A wind down timer for the end of your day. Maybe you are not like me and you have a really amazing routine, an amazing bedtime routine that starts at the same time every night, but that is not your girl. I have never really nailed that down until recently, when I started setting a timer on my phone. And I literally just, when the timer goes off, I put on my blue light glasses, I put my phone away for the evening, and I make sure that everything is done that needs to be done in order to go to bed. And that's it. Like, we don't even necessarily go to bed at that point, but it brings awareness to the time. It makes me, take kind of, I forget the word that I was getting ready to use. Lost it. Anyways, it makes me look around and make sure that everything is done that needs to be. And, like if we're watching a movie as a family, or if we're doing something that we just want to complete before bedtime, then at least I know that whenever that's done, we're ready to go to bed. And it doesn't get to the point where it's 10:30 at night, we just want to watch one more episode, and I realize the dogs still need taken care of, bedtime routines for the kids, like teeth need brushed, there's still laundry that needs done for tomorrow, and like all those little things that pile up, and you're so tired by the time it gets to bedtime, and then you like realize that you have all these things left to do. And for me, that has always triggered like so much irritation and frustration, and I tend to take that out on my kids and husband. I am sorry to them for that, but it is true. And this little simple timer being set for the same time every evening has eliminated like 90% of bedtime stress for me. It's made such a big difference. So I highly recommend trying that out. You can try setting it for different times to figure out, like what works best for you and all of that. But yeah, give it a shot. A wind down timer every night. The third thing that this has also been absolutely huge for me in reclaiming my mental and physical, spiritual, and emotional energy, like just on all levels, is identifying areas of my life, that are like bringing significant negativity and eliminating or changing the status quo of those areas. So I'm trying to think of how to explain this really effectively. Relationships. So in the past, I have had some relationships that I realized that every time I got off the phone with that person, my anxiety was through the roof. Or every time I hung out with that person, all we did was complain and get into a really negative headspace, like right off the bat. It was like we were thriving off the negative drama in our own life. And I am a big believer in energy, and what you focus on grows. And so you can imagine, like, if you're putting so much energy into complaining about all the things going wrong, you tend to just find more things going wrong, right? So eliminating that, or, like changing the way that you have conversations with that person, and just seeing how they respond to it, and seeing if they, like, maybe having a conversation with them where you say, hey, I've noticed that we tend to complain a lot. Like, let's flip that let's work on really only sharing the good things in our life. And it might take some work to get to that point. Or you might just realize that that's not a healthy relationship and you don't need it in your life anymore. And then you can do like what Phoebe did on Friends and just phase them out. If you know, you know. Anyways, so that eliminating or changing the status quo of bad relationships, TV shows that we watch. I don't know if y'all have ever gone through a true crime phase, or like I used to watch Bones and Law and Order and all of those like crime mystery shows, and I quit watching all of them because I realized like I was allowing so much negative energy into my mind by watching these shows that were super stressful. Like I was literally causing a spike in my own stress hormones watching these shows, and for Pete's sake, being a mom gives me enough stress hormones as it is. I don't need any extra in my life. So I'm even really picky about movies that we watch. For example, I think it was like a week ago, my husband and son had found a movie that they wanted to watch on Netflix, and it was a good, wholesome family movie, but it was so sad. And I was like, that after we watched it, they wanted to watch it again the next day, and I was like, I don't have the mental energy to watch something that is that much of an emotional roller coaster for me. So like that's something I don't think that we think about a lot of times, is the content that we're consuming, not just on social media, but you know, through TV shows, and what it's doing to our emotions while we're watching it. So yeah, just identifying these little sources of negativity that sneak into our lives and eliminating those, even if it's just for a couple of weeks, giving yourself a break. Because I know, like, some of our favorite shows, we will always go back to those, but maybe giving ourselves a break from them to give us the chance to kind of have our emotions regulated for a little while and not have those extra spikes in stress hormones, especially if you're dealing with feelings of being burnt out. It can be so beneficial. Okay, so that's my top 3 tips. Take a break from social media, set yourself a wind down timer, and then identify those sources of negativity, the sneaky little ones that you're not necessarily paying attention to, and change or eliminate as many of them as possible. Just, we ain't got time for that. We don't need the negativity in our life. So, I would like to finish up with just a few little things that are not as big of a stressor for myself, but it could just be because I've worked on them for so long, or because my life is way different than other people's. But I do want to mention them because they do have an impact. So things like paying attention to your nutrition, making sure you're eliminating, you know, processed sugar, getting enough protein in your diet, that just those basic little tweaks to nutrition can make a difference in your body's ability to handle stress and having the energy to get through the day. Oh, there was another one that, dehydration. Can we just talk about being dehydrated? Like, yeah, we all have a coffee mug that's probably sitting in the microwave waiting to be reheated for the 15th time. But like, are we drinking enough water? Drinking enough water has such an impact on your ability to think clearly. There's, I don't need to tell you all of the research on this. You can do a quick Google search on the effect of dehydration on your mental health and your energy. Your physical energy levels will go down when you're dehydrated. So that's something that I think it's just a little tweak, making sure you drink enough water, but it can have a huge impact. I would add to that sometimes adding electrolytes to your water, like you might not just need water, you might need minerals. So maybe just adding you can buy the little packets of electrolytes from Walmart or something. Just add that to your water every once in a while and make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated. And eating enough. Hold on a second. Listen, I know how moms are, because I am a mom. You take care of everyone else and you make sure that everybody else has eaten but we're not necessarily feeding ourselves. We are probably eating like 1,000 calories less than we need to in a day, like honestly, for the amount of running around that we do. So like just taking a little look at what you're actually eating in a day and making sure that you're eating enough food has like an enormous impact on how much energy you have in the day. So I'm going to close with that. I hope that there have been some helpful tips in here that really help you just kind of eliminate some crap from your life and help you find a little space for mental clarity and more energy. I will catch you guys next time. I hope that you have an amazing day.